Hey there, friends, campers, fish pals. Jeremy Wright here with the Arkansas Planet Aquarium Club. And what I'm showing you right now is a tank that I've recorded quite a few times in the last couple of months. This is Tank B, 55-gallon Central American Convict Cichlid tank. It's a species-specific tank. Sorry for these reflections. It's just how it's going to be. If I want to shoot during hours where this tank is lit, the tank below it is lit, and so I'm lit. And sorry. That's just how it is. What I'm trying to capture now and demonstrate and then discuss is that the young convicts in this tank are growing much faster than the ones that were born before them, which are still to this same colony, or at least a half of the same colony. The ones that were hanging out in the 29 gallon, which was previously Tank B. And right now I can't remember what number we're up to. I think that's tank like S or something. Anyway, yeah, we just go alphabetically inside. And then outside, we're not trying. But inside, kind of keep track of the stuff because we hustle water around and do a lot of water testing inside. Outside, it's just like, it's either okay or it's not, and we do something about it. But yeah, checking this stuff. So obviously, the tank itself is pretty good. Like I'm doing a test with the air stone. I think I'm probably going to remove it soon, but we're doing a test for now, and it's on CO2 and oxygen concentrations, and it's been going for a while, and I'm not really happy with the results of either. I think we were just fine with nothing but plants. Might try something different, but anyway, that's what's up with that. Otherwise, this tank, let me just show you the top. So that's why this tank is so dark. For one, it's got a 4-foot shop light pair on top, which is kind of bright. I mean, kind of darn bright. But once we penetrate this water canopy here, not a lot of light makes it down through there. So we get down to here and it's like, okay, light makes it through, but is it enough to really grow plants? I don't know. I don't even think it's enough to grow guppy grass and hornwort. So I'm going to be probably, even though some of the floaters like red root floater and water lettuce seem to grow really well on top of that, I'm just not real happy with that. And I don't like the super dark look in here. But I have to say, the fish seem happy. The fry are growing better in this tank than I've ever seen convict fry grow. Like for a while, I didn't even think they made it. I thought they had all perished, and instead, they're just like jamming, doing great. They don't. The adults aren't bothering them. They don't seem to be bothering the adults. They're all on this side. They were born like down in this area to that parent, and where's the other parent? Right here. So anyway, that's kind of the beginning of what I wanted to share. Now, other things about this tank, almost zero algae, no diatoms. Like we didn't go through the diatom phase. Like I thought this dark tan murky effect was because we had diatoms on the glass. Then I kind of wiped the glass and was like, oh, it didn't get any more. There's no more clarity. This is just the darkness of the water. Tannins in the water plus the darkness of the tank, the shade from the super heavy canopy. Now, let's go to the other room, to the 29-gallon tank that has convict fry in it. And we're going to compare the size of these guys. So just for reference, these guys they're longer than a fingertip wide, and they're less than 2 months old, which is you know, on par. That's good growth. That's good growth. So let's go check the other room. Oakley McDoakley, catching me a seat down here on the floor. And yeah, so these critters, the largest of them, I guess they're only a little bit smaller than the others, but they're probably 2 or 3 weeks older, and the smallest of them are definitely smaller. That's surprising to me because, well, first off, they're just older, right? Second off, like that one's not tiny. It's kind of on the same scale, but it's a little bit smaller than I'll say the biggest ones in the other tank are larger than the biggest ones in this tank. The smallest ones in this tank are smaller than the smallest in the other tank. So there's something going on, and it's not like the amount that I'm feeding them. Oh, there is actually a difference in some of the food. Now, I need to back up. Occasionally, I feed the other tank. This is about once a week or so. I get, now this is just something I do, I'm not recommending this, but for my convicts only, I take crushed cat food that's like seafood flavor, you know, who knows exactly what all's in it, a bunch of different stuff. It's not fish food, but it's really nutrient dense, and I will give that to those convicts. And but at the same time, I feed this tank live mosquito larvae. And sure, it's the guppies, the big guppies, that get most of those mosquito larvae, not the little convicts. But maybe there's something to that. Otherwise, they basically have the same diet, and it's quite a varied diet. And I honestly think this tank gets fed more for the fish biomass and bioload than the other tank does. So, meh. We're gonna zoom and check this little guy out. That's kind of a cool little fishy. That's a cool fishy too. And you know, this is a tank that I've been raising convicts in for a long time. I'm gonna say, and by long time, I'm just gonna say like 2 to 3 years. But they've been doing well. Now, I recently cleared this out because I wanted space for guppies, and I also wanted to combine 2 other convict colonies, and they're doing great, obviously. I do think that I'm going to be maybe clearing off the floaters from the other tank, but yeah, the trying to get a good view of that pond snail. Just cruising right along like a little race car. Yeah, fast snail. Super fast. Earlier today I went through and harvested a small handful of Endopleonorbis ram's horn snails. I don't know why I couldn't say that. And I fed them to the other tank. So while the adults in the other tank did get to eat some of these guys, like the ram's horns from this tank, because this tank does get overfed, those babies didn't get to eat any of that. Maybe they're just eating a bunch of adult fish poop and that's just what's jamming them along. But anyway, there's something to it. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's water chemistry. They're just so similar. This tank and the other one, they're so similar in terms of water chemistry. I don't really think that's it. Let's go back and look. So there is one thing that I failed to mention. Oxygen. Could that really be what's responsible for the difference in size? Like, you know, maybe. maybe. I might have underrated the value of having a heavily oxygenated tank. On that note, I'm just looking at this little Arctic white, dude. I think they're so cool. Like the where is it? Oh, where'd the other one go? There we go. The big Arctic white. That's actually not one of the parents. That's one from a previous brood. But the little babies that are Arctic whites, like there's one. Well, it was there just a second ago, and then once I got the camera pointed at it, it was gone. Anyway, I'm confused about what's actually responsible for the size difference in these fish. I'm gonna keep tracking that, keep taking note of it, and you know, like I said, basically the water chemistry is the same. Basically, they're eating the same diet, aside from a few things. But the small fish aren't really the ones that are getting the difference in the diet. That air stone, however, might actually have more of an impact than I thought. And there's donkey lips right there. That's my goofiest looking fish. Well, whatever. Yeah. So we're gonna change this tank up in the near future and just make it a little more visible. And from that, I think it's gonna be more enjoyable for me, for viewers, maybe not for the fish, but you know, it's not gonna like ruin their living space. There's one of those Arctic white babies. I like it. I do like it. And I'm really glad that they've made it this far. I think we're getting to a point where I'm gonna have to start catching some of these fry and just moving them out or selling them off. But I'm definitely gonna try and keep the Arctic guys. They're just too cool. Too cool. And I don't really see these in my part of the world. I've only seen them advertised like on the web or even photos of them a few times. So mine just popped up by accident. Like I didn't buy any Arctic white convicts. I just suddenly had some from polar blue parents, and I was shocked. Anyway, that's what's up for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good day. If you enjoy this sort of thing, give me a like, subscribe, drop some comments. We'll get some conversation going. Otherwise, enjoy your weekend. Catch you guys later.